All right, so we just took a look at a video of how to calculate intersections, and that's where we were last. I'm going to go back into y equals, and I'm going to change my function slightly. So I'm going to get rid of these two functions. And when I press graph, you'll see, hey, nothing shows up. And I'm going to type a rather strange function. I want you to walk through with me. So I want to type a rational function. So that means I need a fraction. To bring up how to type fractions, I'm going to press alpha y equals, which means I'm really going into F1. And it'll bring up this fraction editor. So I'm going to just press enter right away. And you'll notice it gives me a numerator and a denominator. So I'll show that once more. Alpha y equals enter brings up that numerator and denominator. Now, I'm going to do a rather interesting function. I'll do 1 over, and let's do e to the power x. So this is a reciprocal exponential function. Fun. I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm going to do 1 over ex minus, ex squared. We'll see what happens when I graph this. Bloop. And you can see it creates a little bump there. Now I can shift that bump over if I wanted to, but really what I want to do is I want to be able to find where that maximum value occurs. And I maybe also want to be able to find, because I know there's a minimum value over here as well too. So to find a maximum value, I'll press second function, calc. And this will bring up all of my options here. Now I'll choose 4 for maximum. Now the same sort of thing occurs whether you choose 4 or whether you choose something else. I'm going to try and cover up that light. There we go. So it asks you for the left bound. What you're going to do is you're going to set a fence around your, clear. I made a mistake because I was typing something. So second function calc, maximum. So you're going to set a fence. When you hit enter, you'll see that there's like a vertical line that indicates part of the fence. And then the right bound, it indicates the other. So in between those two arrows, it's going to search for the biggest value. So it also asks you to guess, but you don't really have to guess. You can just hit enter and it'll search and find the biggest possible value. So it looks like the biggest possible value is at negative 8.206 e to the power negative 7 and 1. Let's use a little bit of common sense here. This is scientific notation. It's negative 8 times 10 to the power negative 7. So divided by 1,000,000. When you see a number like this, and you look and see your cursor is clearly at x equals 0, the answer is 0. The reason why your calculator has done this is because your calculator required a certain amount of precision to decide that 1 was the maximum value. As it was doing that, it was going through an algorithm, and it probably repeated the process 8, 9, 10 times. It never actually got to 0, though, before it got to the precision it needed to be sure of the maximum. So that's the reason why your calculator sometimes gives these weird values when really it means to say 0. So you have to use a little bit of common sense for that. And that's how you can find a maximum. And furthermore, that's also how you can type an expression that requires a fraction and a variable and an exponent.